Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Commissar with another TLO game for you today. This game between Sen and TLO. It is a ZvZ, yet again on Daybreak, seemingly the latter's favourite map. And we are going to see, hello, good luck, have fun out of Sen, our Taiwanese player today. And of course the Taiwan and Korean servers were indeed merged quite some time ago. Anyway, so giving you some background on these two players, if you have just watched my other cast of Rain vs TLO, I recommend you watch that. It was a very curious game, something a bit different to what you'd normally see, and it was kind of cool. At that, TLO's introductions are about the same. He is still in Korea, still practicing in Korea, not winning tournaments, as of course practicing tends to prevent you from winning tournaments if you're not actually entering them. But nonetheless, he's looking very, very strong on the ladder, and as such is very exciting to watch at the moment, is very good at experimenting, and he's one of the best players to watch just because he experiments a ton and tries to beat players with tricky tactics. Kind of like special tactics, only perhaps even more common, because White Ra really only does that occasionally, it seems. Anyway, so meanwhile on the Sen side of the base, an introduction which I have not made for a long, long time. You will notice that Sen, his recent results, the best result being the win, a 4-0 win in the finals in the WCS Taiwan, where he won $6,000, a very impressive winning prize, from a very impressive victory in which he was quite dominant in that tournament. Other than that, he won $1,500 in the Gigabyte Stars War 7 tournament. And last year, his other results where he came third in the NASL, winning $12,000. He came, third at BlizzCon, getting another $10,000. He came first at a Taiwanese Battle.net Invitational, getting $10,000. Third at NASL Season 1, getting $10,000. And yeah, that's a lot of money. So he's generally been quite successful in the prize money. Not $100,000 yet, I believe, in prize money, but certainly well over $50,000, and is doing a lot better than most players out there. He is going for a 15 hatch, I believe, as is TLO, both getting those expands before their spawning pools, which is fairly normal on this map. It is fairly easy to scout your opponent when there is only one place they could be. Easy to defend natural, and really, most top players aren't interested in cheesy wins. They're interested in playing out longer matches to test their skills a bit better, and as such, you'd expect this sort of play to happen, as generally a super fast pull, like a 6-pull say on this map, is a bit suicidal as your opponent could so easily scout it. Anyway, so we are going to see both players see each other's bases quite easily and be quite content with what they see. Sen, of course, having a gas guy as a TLO, it does not though. And that gas is very common in this matchup as it allows for Banelings, Ling speed, roaches potentially, depending on your poison. You get to pick your poison a bit. And TLO, I don't know what he's going to do. Maybe go for some queens to try and make up for it. He loves queens. We've gathered that from the previous matches. He just loves his queens. We'll have to wait and see if he does go heavy into the queens in this ZvZ as well. And with a third queen already on the way, he may indeed be doing that. So, yeah. It is a bit surprising at it. Well, not surprising for TLO to be doing it, but it is a bit of a surprising build order in general. And we are seeing, a super fast lair out of Sen as well. Very unorthodox to skip Banelings and Roaches straight away and go straight for that lair tech. It is not normal, and we'll have to wait and see if we do see like a Mutalisk Rush or something like that, as it would actually be hilarious if we saw that, because TLO makes so many queens that it would actually be so hilarious to see mass mutas, say, dying to queens. I'd love to see it, but we'll have to wait and see what does happen this game. The economies, of course, are going to be kicking up for both players. They are joining up very, very hard at this stage. And you will notice that Sen, despite his super fast lair rush, is still even with the TLO and harvesters, so it's not a rush which, say, destroys his ability to harvest. And TLO is also getting a lair before Banelings or Roaches, so again, very, very unusual play. We are going to see, though, at the front? Evo Chambers from TLO, so a bit of a wall in, trying to make himself at least somewhat safe against any sort of early rush plays, which is logical, it makes sense. But we do already see the Spire on the way for Sen, and the Roach one now on the way for TLO, so this tech could indeed favour Sen, but at the same time, a Roach one could mean a Hydralisk Sen coming down soon afterwards, so if that happens, it could be very awesome for TLO. Again, we'll have to see if TLO is prepared in time, if he does manage to scout Sen out at all. At the moment, no. He won't be able to. but he does have overlords nicely positioned throughout the map to try and see things. Maybe one over here would help to spot those mutas when they come out straight away. Other than that, TLO looking okay at this stage, but again, the mutas will be the big question in this game. Okay, so yeah, just waiting for that. The link speed is on the way for Sen, about to be finished before the mutas will indeed be coming out. And then the upgrades is the other big thing to watch at this stage in the game. And oh, it's a Spire out of TLO. So Spire v Spire, with Sen's Spire being earlier and Sen's gas being higher, could favour Sen, but at the same time, TLO getting double upgrades on ground, his ground army is going to be stronger. And it is important to note, oh, I love this creep clearing out by Sen here. With a single Overseer, a couple of Lings, and it is indeed going to be pushed off by TLO's Queens. He does have extra energy, so it's not going to hurt him too much, but it is still kind of cool from Sen to do that. Meanwhile, Sen is expanding to a third base, which TLO does indeed see. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Spire by Spire does go down. As I was saying earlier, we do all know that having guys underneath your mutas in Muta v Muta basically means splash hits ground units instead of air units, and it helps your mutas to have guys underneath them. Of course, if it is a battle that takes place in TLO's base, he should be okay, as he will have Queens, but we'll have to wait and see, and oh! I don't know if TLO is watching there, he may have caught a glimpse of that Mutalisk, we'll have to wait and see though. There is one Spore, yes, Force was on the way, he did see it, he knows the mutas are coming, and he is getting ready as fast as he can. Will he be ready in time though is the big question. This base over here could be denied, but perhaps a more efficient attack would be to go straight for the mineral line. We're going to see a Queen be sniped here, I think. Yes, it will die. Yep, easy kill there. Exploding into a bit of gory bits, and we are going to see roaches targeted. Very odd targeting of roaches there. From Sen, playing it safe, I suppose, trying to avoid any traps in the main base. Maybe wary of infestors or that sort of thing. I just had to mute myself for a moment there. And we are going to see TLO's base be denied. Perhaps it looks like, yeah, it will be denied, I think. We are going to also see that one, no upgrades actually on the air for Sen coming out yet. Upgrades though for TLO are coming out, and oh my god, TLO going for a counterattack of mutas rather than going for the actual mutas of his opponent. Very, very odd here. Very odd indeed, and we are going to see spores coming up for Sen in the meantime. Will it be enough though? He could lose a lot of drones here. The Queen is going to go down for sure. This spore could be focused down as well, and it is going to not be. The drones though falling so quickly, and this should give the economic edge to TLO in this game. He is going to take out a ton of harvesters here. Yep, they are going down very nicely indeed, and losing very little in terms of the Mutalisk count. I believe he didn't lose any. One or two might have fallen. I can't remember for some reason. And 10-0 workers killed this game. Great for TLO as he has been down at base, and now the harvesters do still favour Sen by quite a lot, so economic lead baloney. Yeah, Sen is still ahead on economy, but all the muta count, this is going to favour TLO here, and that was a mistake by Sen, as he's just given the air superiority to TLO, who's going to take out the Spire here. And 11 mutas though are on the way for Sen. They could perhaps save it if he's lucky. A transfuse would be amazing right now for Sen, but there are no queens nearby to do so. And this Spire is gonna fall. That upgrade is not gonna happen. And Sen is suddenly in a bit of trouble. Does have some reinforcing mutas coming down. Could maybe clear up TLO's mutas. And oh, they're surrounding them. And TLO in trouble here, having to retreat. Is gonna lose a couple of mutas in the process. Quite a few mutas indeed, down to a total of what, 13 versus 13 actually. Once TLO has his guys back at base, these guys are softened up though, so in a straight up battle, Sen may be able to win here. We are going to have to see his mutas are not all here at the start of the battle though, it could be crucial. It's going to be close, I'm not sure who's going to win it. TLO does have the one armor upgrade advantage, that could be crucial here, and it looks like it will be, as TLO is starting to edge out ahead. And oh my god, this is so close, it's ridiculous. Now 2v3 mutas, it's just absurd. Meanwhile though, TLO has been making more mutas. Meanwhile, Sen has been unable to with his Spire sniped, now going into infestors. Oh, this is cool. I like this kind of ZvZ, it's very intense. And we do indeed see the third base down for TLO. He has to start saturating it with guys, with drones to start mining it, get that gas count up. That is a ton of overlords in one little spot there. You do not want to see them get nuked. And meanwhile, we will indeed see the Harvester tab showing. Still, Sen is ahead in economy. But this base is going to see what TLO should join up maybe a bit. Sen is joining up, but TLO's not. TLO's making roaches. And oh, a Nidus network on the way for TLO. TLO is so entertaining to see. I love Nidus play because they're so rare mostly and because they look cool basically. And we are going to see, where is it going to pop down? Who knows, we'll have to wait and see about that one. But yeah, Nidus play could be very cool, and there is indeed a Nidus worm on the way somewhere on the map. I can't tell where though. It is indeed over at this 4th base location, and what's going to pop out, I'll have to wait and see. I believe it's going to be a ton of roaches and maybe even the queens, and yep, it is the queens! Oh, TLO loves his queens and he needs them to attack, so he makes a Nidus worm. I love it. Meanwhile, muted count in favor of TLO. The Infestors of the big deal. Can the Infestors of Sen hold this attack? And does he know about it? He did hear Nidus sound. He does know something must be coming, but he does not know what yet. These roaches are now on the creep of Sen, and they will be a little bit fast. This base will be denied by the mutas here, I believe, and the Infest is going to be engaging these roaches here. No fungals have fallen yet, and oh my god, Infest are going to go down straight away, I believe. Yep, 2, I believe. No, only 1 is going down so far. 2 on, like, very, very low health. You know, the queens are moving in to try and transfuse, try and hold up their army, try and out-heal the damage of his opponent, and these mutas could be key here, as I believe there's little anti-air left, and TLO going to push in here, and these mutas, little ants for them, the infested energy is now out. No energy left. These infested Terrans, when they go out, will leave this space defenseless versus air, but for 1 spore and a queen, 2 spores and a queen. And this really sucks for Sen, as I believe Queens and Mutalisks are going to see him be defeated here, as without energy this infests a useless supply. And meanwhile, here's the big push in by TLO, a big concave for Sen, but does he have what he takes? Sen does have a huge upgrade advantage, is tearing through the roaches of his opponent, and the Queen's healing is not enough, sorry. And there is the GG from TLO, as the mutas have just flown out and died to the hands of the spores, and oh, I feel like that could have been so much better controlled by TLO. TLO behind an economy during that, and the big thing I think, which I missed earlier on, was that upgrade advantage, as without upgrades and without this last wave of reinforcements, Sen looks pretty weak with these useless infestors here. But look at the Mutalisks. I'm curious to see what they did in this battle, as I did lose track of them, a bit hard to follow them all. And yep, they just went in straight into the spores and the queens. Infested Terrans came down too, not many, but apparently they were not microed at all. So then the Mutalisks could have done a lot. They didn't end up doing anything at all. Meanwhile, of course, the roaches no match for their heavily out-upgraded roaches of Sen. The queens, of course, not having enough energy or enough micro or enough DPS to try and mitigate that difference. And of course, the supply favored Sen in the first place. So I guess I just kind of got a little overhyped about TLO in this game. It is exciting to watch him, of course, and meanwhile Sen, though, playing out a very solid game. The good things for Sen, generally everything was great except for the fact that he lost the air war. The big thing for Sen, though, was that throughout that entire game, he was ahead in harvesters. And TLO was always even in supply, always trading well, even after that huge loss at the end. Even on Unit Tab does show him being way ahead earlier. So really the big thing here is the harvest count, and Sen doing a great job in that. As such, he was able to win. So yep, great work to probably the best Taiwanese player in Starcraft 2, taking out TLO in a nice ZvZ on Daybreak. If you did like my commentary, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and other than that, basically, please give me some feedback, please, I don't know, comment, like the videos if you like, subscribe of course, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on another day.